Big news on Wednesday. Lionel Messi stating that his intention is that his next stop will be Inter Miami of Major League Soccer. Welcome on in, Jillian Sakovits alongside Kaylin Carr. Sasha Kleshton joining us as well. Kaylin, what can the Messi effect look like?
This is the biggest day in Major League Soccer history. I think it is very clear that there is going to be a before and a clear after. And, you know, for me, to bring the GOAT, the best player ever this sport has ever seen, and also just the proximity to the World Cup, to see him in the World Cup, for me, I was watching every match like everyone all over the world, but invested a little bit extra to be, could he potentially come to MLS? So if this does happen, or when this does happen, the fact that this is his intent and it's coming in front of us, it's just a massive, massive impact. And I think the idea of the whole world is now going to be able to have access to this, to be able to just at the click of a finger see it, and then in person to be able to go see him in your stadium, in your own city, maybe against your team or for your team. It's incredible. It's hard to even measure this impact.
Sasha?
Kaylin mentioned it. Lionel Messi is the GOAT. Think about some of the other best athletes of all time. Jordan, Tiger, Gretzky, Tom Brady. Messi is all of that rolled up into one. And like the Tiger Woods effect, when everything got bigger when he joined the PGA Tour and a lot more eyeballs were on it and more money for everybody involved, that's what Lionel Messi brings. He doesn't move the needle, he is the needle.
And that needle could be coming as early as July 5th when the summer transfer window opens. PSG, Barcelona, reportedly $1 billion offered from Saudi Arabia, and Lionel Messi might be choosing Major League Soccer in less than 4 weeks' time. What does that say about this league, Kaylin?
Well, I think, you know, it speaks to the infrastructure here that we'd be ready for a player like this, to have this global deal with Apple, to really be able to broadcast this all over the world. And then I think, you know, you go to the stadiums that have been built, just the amount of teams now, the way expansion has hit. And then I think the talent that's already here. You think of, you know, his teammate at the World Cup, Thiago Almada, from the Argentine national team, now for Atlanta United. So you just think about the quality across the league and the fact that, yes, Messi is about to elevate this to a whole nother dimension, a whole new realm. But I think now this league is perfectly primed for a player like this.
That would mean 2 reigning World Cup champions in Major League. Sasha, you and Kaylin Carr played in Major League Soccer when David Beckham elevated the profile of the league forever when he joined the LA Galaxy in 2007. How does this compare?
It's very similar. When Beckham came in, I remember where I was, and I was a player at that time for LA Galaxy's biggest rival. I remember where I was when I heard that David Beckham was coming to Major League Soccer, and I was just excited to play against him, to know that more people were going to be watching this league. So everybody that's involved now with Messi, the eyeballs are going to be there. Everyone's going to be watching. This league is elevating and going to be one of the most talked about leagues in the world over the next few years.
Yeah, Sash, I totally agree. And, you know, I think for me, just the way it elevated the stakes, I played against Beckham in 2 finals, and, you know, it added that extra little bit of star power, that eyeballs that are going to be on the game. That made it better for everybody involved. I'm sad to say I didn't get to play against Lionel Messi. I know you did with the national team. I got to ask you, what was that experience like, and what do you think we're going to see from him when he steps onto the pitch in MLS?
Yeah, I had the privilege of playing against Lionel Messi a few times. Got the better of him once at the Under-20 World Cup when we were young guys. Played him again in the 2007 Copa America, and obviously he's a fantastic player. We saw it at the last World Cup. He's a leader now. He can beat people off the dribble. He sets up goals. He finishes them off. 20 goals and 20 assists last season for PSG. So this man still has it. I can't wait to watch him week in and week out.
Sasha, what does this mean for the players around him and the other big names across the league?
It raises the profile of MLS. Our league has been on a steady growth for a long time, but now it's like a rocket ship. This thing is taking off. And if you're his teammate, people are going to be watching Miami every week. If you're playing against him, you better believe those players are going to be motivated to show Messi exactly who they are. That's what I wanted to do when I played against David Beckham. I wanted him to leave the field knowing my name. And one time when he walked by me after a game and patted me on the back and said, "Well done, son," it was like, it made my week. So all these guys going up against Messi week in and week out, they're going to be out to prove themselves. And it's just going to raise the level of Major League Soccer on a weekly basis.
Kaylin, you ever get a well done, son, from David Beckham?
No, he was generally too busy lifting trophies in
Next
front of
to
me.
you.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard not to sort of, even in the moment, to admire the play of these players. And I think that will be the same case for Messi. But that competition, that wanting to challenge yourself against the best players in the world, the best player of all time, even if it's to get a bragging rights, Sasha in the U20s coming back, I like that he held that up over him. I respect that one. But yeah, I mean, that's a part of it. And that Messi's going to get everyone's best game, no doubt, Inter Miami as well, too. But I also think it could have a knock-on effect of more players wanting to come here. You think about Copa America next year. You think about the World Cup coming in the future. But the fact that Messi is going to be in Major League Soccer is only going to draw more attention, more players wanting to come to MLS, which is already proven to be a destination.
Sasha Question, we will let you go. We'll see you this weekend. My friend on MLS 360, thanks for joining us. Kaylin, I mentioned that the summer transfer window opens on July 5th. So I know everybody watching is like, well, if he comes, when could when could we first see him? So, league games for Inter Miami, they have DC and St. Louis all before the MLS All-Star game in the middle of July. And then Leagues Cup kicks off, which is right here on the MLS Season Pass. And Inter Miami takes on Cruz Azul on July 21st. So we're not sure what game it is, but there's a bevy of Leagues Cup and MLS games where Lionel Messi could be making that debut. You ready for it?
I'm so ready. I mean, the idea that we're even really having this conversation of, which match would be the debut. Is it going to be against DC? Is it going to be in Leagues Cup against Cruz Azul? Which is the ticket to watch? But it's going to be box office whenever it is. And the fact that we're having this conversation, to me, is just a dream. It's fantastic.
The conversations will continue here on MLS Season Pass. Thanks for watching.